brewtubers, happy Homebrew Wednesday. Yet another Homebrew Wednesday filmed with my webcam straight to iMovie so I could edit it quickly. So I just wanted to give you a quick update in this format just because I don't have much to talk about, but I felt like I haven't given you an update in a while. So I figured, just I'd shoot a quick clip, edit it up, and post it. So right now, I'm drinking the bottled version of my kegged Hefeweizen, not the dry hop version. But when I was filling the keg, it got too full, so I took this bomber and I filled it up using my beer thief, slowly just filling this up. And then I put a couple of my carb tabs that I got from Northern Brewer in there to carbonate it. So those carb tabs are known for over-carbonating a little bit, or not really giving the beer much of ability to form a head. So even when I did first pour it, the head was like all big bubbles and it fills away pretty quickly. So although I would have wanted it to be a creamy, nice Hefeweizen head, it didn't have that. But in the camera, this looks much darker to you, but it is a very cloudy Hefeweizen, golden color, to me. The aroma really follows the taste. Nice clove, a nice sweet breadiness, a little bit of banana. It's very well balanced, not too sweet. I think for my first hef, all the versions came out pretty good. I wasn't so blown away by the dry hop version, which I still have a bunch of bottles of. And if I ever do that again, I'll probably use more Mandarina Bavaria. But the regular version without the dry hops that's in the keg and this bottle is just amazing. I've only gotten good reviews from friends who come over and from Homebrew Club members. Everyone was really impressed. So I'm definitely going to keep this recipe. I might add some carapils to it, so when you pour a pint off the keg, you have a little bit more dextrins in there to form a head. But otherwise, I'm really happy with the recipe at 55% wheat and 45% barley, some of which is melanoidin malt or aromatic malt. That's what I meant. Just to be specific. So just to update on my other beers. So some of you may see in a post picture on Facebook that I still haven't finished my keg of my Renewal IPA, which was the 4-grain, the 4 new hop variety IPA. Somehow the hops are still lingering after a few months in the keg, and I still haven't finished it because I brewed other beers. I've been drinking those. So what I'm trying to do is finish that keg as soon as possible, so I can keg my Imperial Stout, which has been in the keg for about 3 weeks, a little over 3 weeks by this point, and then just condition it, outside the keezer until I'm ready to carbonate it. It has been really hot here lately in New York City, so I might have to figure out a different way to keep it cool, but while it conditions, but yet not in the keezer, because it's probably not going to mature at like 38 degrees that much. But I plan on keeping it in the keg like a secondary for a couple months and then carbonating it. So it is down to, I might include a clip here of a tasting of it, but it is down as of the 2-week mark to 1027, so it's about 10% ABV, which is where I want it. And I was worried about the color, but I might not have to tweak the color. So you'll see in that clip, which hopefully I'll include. But otherwise, my rye IPA, although I had some reservations about it last time I gave you an update in the Homebrew Wednesday, the more I drink on it now, the more I like it, the more my friends like it as they try it more. And although it's a little spicier and not as citrusy as I want, that's still a really good drinking IPA, and I would definitely brew the recipe again. A few tweaks, but the base is solid, and I wouldn't really change much in terms of the grain bill, and I would just switch around the hops a little bit, maybe dry hop with a little bit more. But otherwise, like I said, the more I drink on it, the more I like it. Hey brewtubers, Barry here. I have a 2-week sample here of my Imperial Stout, so I'll show you more in the light in the window. So as you see here, it's like a darker brown color, and it's very murky because it's only been in the primary for 2 weeks. So I thought that maybe my chiller leaked because my refractometer, like at one point, was 1.105, and then it went to 1098, and then my hydrometer subsequently said 1.103, which was, as you know, is what I went with. But before I get to the flavor and the aroma, because those I am pretty satisfied with, I bought at Bitter and Esther's 10 ounces, just over 10 ounces of debittered black malt, which I plan on cold steeping in the next few days after it has a few more days to settle out. And then before I keg it to secondary in a keg, I'll add at least some of the cold steeped extract from the debittered black malt to kind of bump up the color to more imperial stout. And I'm still going to call it an imperial stout unless I change my mind and, just for, personal pride's sake, and call it imperial porter or imperial brown ale. But in terms of flavor and aroma, it smells like a good imperial stout. Like dark fruits, dark chocolate, not much roast, and I only tweaked the water a tiny bit at one point. I added a little bit of a calcium carbonate or chalk, but nothing too significant. So it's not too roasty, nice big, like dark fruit, like dark cherry, dark chocolate, ester, that has flavor. Really nice. It's not really lacking, it's not like ultra complex, but for my first imperial stout and for all the problems, the aroma is pretty darn awesome. So as you see here, I'll put here in the gravity picture, it's at like 1027, 1028 now, which makes it just about 10% ABV, if I'm going with the 1.103. If not, it's just below 10%, which is perfect for a style. So let's taste it. Cheers. Oh yeah. So there is some like black coffee roast in there, along with the rich dark chocolate and dark fruit flavor. And it's obviously not carbonated, but with it finishing around at the 1027, 1028 mark, it has a lot of body to it. And there was flaked oats and flaked barley and caramel malts in there also lend body too. So flavor-wise, it's great. Just the color that I want to correct. So in order to not affect the flavor too much, I decided to go with debittered black malt, so it won't add much roastiness or astringency. And then I'm going to cold steep it overnight, right before I transfer it to secondary, and bump up the color, and then hopefully not affect the flavor too much. But since I'll be aging it in a sealed keg for at least a month or two, that should round out over time anyway. So for September, I'm not going to be able to brew, sadly, because just all my Sundays are taken up either by plans that I already have with family and friends, or by them being on the eve of Jewish holidays, where I have a lot of preparations and stuff to do with family in New Jersey, that I wouldn't have enough time to brew. So I'll take a month off, and then when I come back in October, I have a bunch of ideas of what I want to brew. On the table is a Doppelbock, a Quad, and another IPA, a New England style IPA like Hill Farmstead or Trillium, stuff like that. So I have recipes for all those beers. I just have to decide which one I'm going to brew, and sometime in the first half of October, I'll be able to brew one of those recipes, and of course I'll share my brew day and all that stuff with you guys for that. Other than that, not much is going on. I don't know if any of you are coffee geeks, but I've been brewing a lot of cold brew this summer and trying out a lot of local roasters. So it's not homebrew related, but you still brew coffee. So I don't know if any of you have some input of what coffees you like, but I've been trying out a lot of local roasters or roasters that have locations in other cities, but also have in New York, like Intelligentsia, which Goose Island uses for Bourbon County coffee. So beyond beer, I've also been getting really into coffee. So that new geekdom or new geeky interest shouldn't be interrupted by the holidays. So if you guys are interested, let me know, and maybe I'll post a video about all my new experiences with different blends of coffee and stuff like that. But yeah, so just prevent myself from rambling on and mentioning random interests, other things. I'm just gonna wish you guys cheers. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Hope all your beers are doing well, and all you guys who are participating in this year's SJ Pour contest or challenge, I should say. Good luck with your beers. Hope they all come out good as good as you expect them to. And I look forward to watching your videos once the judging starts. Cheers.